Good morning. It's 5:30 a.m. and I am in Agua Caliente getting ready to take the bus to Machu Picchu. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Into Machu Picchu. First glimpse coming up the hill of this structure. Taking in the sounds of Machu Picchu.
We're going to get that name as an old or ancient mountain. Thanks to our local people, we lost its original name about Machu Picchu. But according to these last studies, probably this place could have that name as a Yastapata, upper town like that. But we lost. But when we're going to have that name as Machu Picchu, as an old mountain, thanks to our local people before 1911, at the bottom of this mountain, we had the people were living at the bottom of this beautiful mountain of Machu Picchu. So for them to see this part was old, ancient, because it was abandoned more than 400 years, this place of Machu Picchu. So the people, they just call like that, old mountain.
And this is what we came for, Machu Picchu. We've been waiting up here for a couple of hours, I guess, for the fog to lift and everything to open up. Amazing. This is incredible. They kept teasing us all morning, peeking out Huana Picchu through the fog, covering back up, opening up for a quick peek of Machu Picchu, back to being foggy again. Even this guardhouse was hard to see in the fog earlier. The mountains behind it were just visible. Now they're being covered again. It just makes it so mystical and magical to have the fog here. And teaches a lesson in patience, waiting for this beauty to show up when it's ready, when it's time, when it likes to present itself to us.
Have you heard about Mr. Hiram Bingham, American history professor? He was always reading the old documents like that, and then suddenly he found, wow, the lost city of the Incas is far away from Machu Picchu. We call Bill Kabamba. So he was looking for that place. In 1911, he's going to pass through this bottom of Machu Picchu, and suddenly he found a local man. His name was Melchor Arteaga. Melchor Arteaga and Mr. Hiram Bingham, they were taken during the night. Hey brother, Mr. Hiram Bingham, instead of going to the last refuge of the Incas, you must go up there. There is an old construction, ancient mountain called as Machu Picchu. So Mr. Hiram Bingham, wow, okay, so I need your company. You need to come with me and I give you one soul. That way, Mr. Hiram Bingham climbed all the way up to this place. He rediscovered Machu Picchu accidentally. He was not looking for Machu Picchu. He was looking for the last refuge of the Incas, which is Vilcabamba. Wow. Once he arrived at this place, he was just surprised. Wow, how amazing was this place. But it was completely covered with vegetation. Only the first houses that we saw at the entrance, we had like three humble people were living over there. What they were doing, they were just living, planting some crops, and at the same time they were taking some treasure from here. And they used to sell in Cusco. San Pedro market used to be a black market after before 1911. After 1911 used to be a black market. So Mr. Hiram Bingham, it is going to start to explore Machu Picchu like a 4 hours or 5 hours max. And after that, he's going to continue all the way down to the last refuge of the Incas, because his dream was to see that place, no Machu Picchu. So he went that place. He reached that place, Vilcabamba. He was surprised. Vilcabamba was already looted, because the Spaniards went that place, because the Spaniards reached that place. Our last kings were killed also at Vilcabamba, the last refuge of the Incas. Okay? And after that, Mr. Hiram Bingham came all the way up to Cusco, and they decided to go back to United States. They went back to United States in order to bring bigger expedition, like archaeologists, osteologists, anthropologists, because the Peruvian government authorized him to come back for Machu Picchu and start this indigenous excavation here. So 1912, he came back to Machu Picchu. He started this indigenous excavation. Osteologists, one of his osteologists, Mr. Hiram Bingham osteologist Eaton, Dr. Eaton, did a study of the bones, skeletons of the girls and boys. And he said, wow, Machu Picchu is one of the chosen girls' palace, virgins of the sun palace, because more than 80% of the bones were female, according to our Dr. Eaton.
Wow.
Who are the chosen girls, the virgins of the sun? They were the girls who have to make it, the blankets or sweaters made of vicuña wool with the beautiful designs. They were master in the palaces, making those things for the king, for the royalty. But at the same time, chosen girls have to be sacrificed at the end, isn't it? So, Mr. Hiram Bingham and Dr. Eaton, wow, Machu Picchu is that place. But he did a mistake. Later on, still from the United States, one of our osteologists, John Verano, came this place. He did it very well study of the bones. The history, it is going to change. Because John Verano, osteologist, found it. Did it very well study of the bones. Wow. It's not like 80% of the female bones. It's like a half boys and a half girls. So Machu Picchu nowadays, we have a lot of hypotheses. People, archaeologists, scholars, they say different things. But like this last research, last investigation is going to be definitely different. Okay? So what else they say about Machu Picchu? Machu Picchu, one of the extraterrestrial home, aliens home. Some of them say no, Machu Picchu is one of the universities. Only very smart people were living over here. Teachers, having connection with the mountains, and that's it. And some of them say no, Machu Picchu is one of the Pachacutec's palace, Pachacutec's home. Who's Pachacutec? You remember? Our best king, our ninth king. Thanks to that people, thanks to that person, Pachacutec, we have this beautiful construction in the Andes. What does Pachacutec means? Pachacutec means reorganizer, transformer of this Andean society. First, his name was, the first name of Pachacutec is Cusi Yupanqui. After, once he got that, he was fighting first against the Chancas. There is different group of people living very close to Cusco. They came, and Pachacutec that time was like a 21 years old. He was fighting with them, and Pachacutec beat them. People start to scream, Pachacutec, Pachacutec means reorganizer. People compare our Pachacutec with the Alexander the Great. You know, Alexander the Great is awesome man. But to be honest, I can't compare with the Alexander the Great because Pachacutec's unique. Pachacutec's architecture is earthquake-proof constructions. Why we still see the Incan construction? Because the type of architecture, engineering is just amazing, spectacular. I'm going to explain to you once we're going to be down there. what is the Pachacutec architecture. Okay? So the people, they start to call, wow, this must be Pachacutec's palace also. He could come like twice or 3 times a year for his vacation. That's not true also. Just a hypothesis. Now, occurring these last studies, what is Machu Picchu? We can see the sun over there, isn't it? Why we call it the Sun Gate, Machu Picchu? Or why we have the Sun Gate over here? The path that we saw is connected to the Sun Gate. This place, Machu Picchu, it is just connected with the universe. The sun, the moon, the stars, the Pachamama, mountains, everything is connected to this place. That's why we call it the Sun Gate also, because the sunlight is passing through December, summer solstice. The sun is passing through that gate. It's just spectacular. And we have in the middle, Temple of the Sun. That Temple of the Sun has 2 windows. One for the summer solstice, one for the winter solstice. Have a look. Now, the sun is still over there. But in June, 21st of June, will be right over there. And there is one window for the winter solstice. What is the winter solstice for Quechuas? It's the beginning of the year, Andean year. Over there, we celebrate. We sacrifice our black llama also. It's just amazing that day. At the same time, we are very thankful with the sun, with the mountains, with Pachamama, because we got a really good crops. It's the harvest season, the end of the harvest season, June. So that's why this place, have a look, how amazing it is having this connection with the universe. Okay? And what else now? We have a Temple of the Sun, Temple of the Water, Temple of Pachamama, Temple of the Wind. 4 important elements in our lives, isn't it? They have all together down there. And after that, the Sacred Plaza that we're going to see over there. The Sacred Plaza, what we have? Temple of the 3 windows. Temple of this Andean cross. The half of the Andean cross we will see over there. Have you heard who was the creator of this Andean universe? We have the creator of this Andean universe. The name of that creator is Apu Kontiti Yatexipache Yachache Huiracoche. Have a look, Apu.
What?
Apu Kontiti Yatexipache Yachache Huiracoche. Apu means protector. Kon is the spirit that exists upon the mountains. Titi is the holy part of the God. Like that, every single word that has a meaning. So this man is the creator. We have a temple up there. Beautiful temple with the trapezoidal niches. And then sundial. Have a look at the sundial. Beautiful, amazing, isn't it? On the other side, another sacred rock. The profile of the mountain that we're going to see later on.
A huge thank you goes to Daniel Mayta Perez, our tour guide from Alpaca Expeditions, for his beautiful narration. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my memoir titled Wildflower, A Tale of Transcendence. Ciao for now.